Happy Valentine's Day, everyone! What up, viewers? What up, what up? Today is Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. We start off with some heartbreaking news. There was a breakup this week. Jeff Keighley is not going to produce the E3 Coliseum event. So I think typically I don't typically watch the Jeff Keighley event, but yes. So Jeff Keighley kind of pretty much blatantly said that, or come out right out and said it on Twitter, that he is not going to participate in E3. Whether or not that means he won't be there, or what that, what the actual underpins are, it's just he will not be part of the production that is E3. I think someone might be able to fill in, but that still remains to be seen. That caused a little bit of a spark. The ESA also leaked the exhibitors list, and people noticed that Nintendo was not on the list, although Nintendo confirmed right around the time when Sony backed out back in January. So Nintendo's in, they just weren't on that list. That list is going to be updated as more important people jump in, but so far all the people you thought weren't going to be there, like EA, Activision, Microsoft, aren't going to be there, but all the other people, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Bethesda, they're all going to still be there. There's even a smaller company that's already has its venue and timing selected for its stream. So yeah, so big E3 news. I'm not as downtrodden on E3 as everyone, as some of the people I've seen on the internet are, but it definitely is going to look different with a lot of the big companies not being there. And then they've made promises over time about it's going to be more consumer focused, and I don't know what that means as far as the future of E3, but I still enjoy it, and I'm still looking forward to all the games that are going to be announced there. Speaking of games, Remedy, the company behind Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and most recently Control, they said that they have 3 games that are coming down the pipe. I would be remiss if I didn't say I'm hoping for an Alan Wake 2, because I played that game several times with lots of friends several years ago. So I really like the game. I really hope they make another one. The story was really well executed. Yeah, it's still one of the best narrative games out there, in my opinion. But they also said they're working on a streaming game. I think that just means they're working with a streaming platform, and which one that is remains to be seen right now. But yeah, hopefully we get Alan Wake 2. That's what, fingers crossed. Or maybe a Control 2. I haven't played Control yet, but Control did very well. Maybe a Control 2 would be worthwhile. HalfLife Alyx has given us a hard date. Steam had said, or Valve had said, mid-March, and so the official mid-March date has been announced, and it is March 23rd. So all you VR heads can rejoice that you will be playing the game in 6 weeks. That should be fun. But I don't currently have a VR rig, and if I were to buy a VR rig, it'd be PlayStation VR. So yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to play this, or am I going to just watch someone's playthrough? But it definitely looks like the most well-executed interactive world VR that I've seen so far. Yeah, that's super exciting. I'm looking forward to that. GeForce Now has been making a lot of splashes in the news recently. Recently, GeForce Now is a streaming service that's been around for quite some time, but the big change is that they recently brought it. I think they brought it, like, they officially launched it, and that it was exclusive to the GeForce platform. I forget whatever it's called. And now it's available for Windows, and so it kind of serves as a amalgam, a place to pull in all of your PC games all into one place. And then right when they announced this, Activision Blizzard said none of our games are able to use with GeForce Now, and there was a lot of shade being thrown on the article because GeForce went out and publicly said Activision and Blizzard have been removed from GeForce Now by the company's request, and that is some shade. I have seen some shade in my days, and that's some shade right there. Yeah, I don't see the harm in. I guess maybe they want the player data and they're not getting it from GeForce, but yeah, I don't. Maybe if that's the only thing. I mean, that's a pretty big thing, but Activision Blizzard and Blizzard in particular has been making a lot of bad moves recently. Quantic Dreams, speaking of another development studio, Quantic Dreams, the company behind Heavy Rain, they because of the success of Detroit Become Human, they have said they are now capable of self-publishing titles. So, maybe we get more Heavy Rain games. Maybe I also didn't play Detroit Become Human. I actually had it on my list, but haven't picked it up yet. And apparently it did well enough that they're going now self-publish. Who published them in the past? I guess Detroit Become Human was Sony published. I don't know I don't remember who published Heavy Rain games. Maybe it was Sony as well. So maybe they're just breaking apart from Sony corporate and now are going off to sell their own games. Maybe that means another place for you to buy games, which I think we're kind of getting to the game launcher. The game launcher explosion is happening for all the different game launchers out there. Anyway, I digress. It is Valentine's Day, and so if you're looking for a gift for that special someone, on Amazon there is a $20 discount on the Tub Geralt statue. I think it's about 7 or 8 inches big, so it's a pretty big statue, and it's Tub Geralt in all of his glory from the Witcher 3 promotional material. Yep, so if you want a Tub Geralt for yourself or for someone you know, you can pick it up cheap on Amazon. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. GameSpot, Jess McDowell at GameSpot made a great V-Day games list, a Valentine's Day games list, good and bad, to play with your significant other. And I agree with most of them. Overcooked is on there. This is the one I disagree with. Overcooked is on there as one of the bad games to play. I actually think my relationship has improved because we've learned to communicate better via playing Overcooked, but I could definitely tell that people will get frustrated playing Overcooked together, so I don't recommend it for everybody. And then another one of the games that they talked about was A Way Out. Me and Angela played through that, and it was a very good game, and I enjoyed every second of it. And it's pretty short. I think it's like 5 or 6 hours, so you might be able to even do it in a single night. So if you're looking for a game to play this weekend with your SO, maybe pick up one of those 2 games. There was a bunch of others, so check out the link down below. Nintendo is making, I believe they're opening lounges in airports. This was a weird one. Nintendo is opening Switch lounges in 4 airports across the United States. I forget exactly where they are. I think it was like Chicago and Las Vegas, somewhere else, and a couple other places, but it's a place with dock switches where you can, rent switches, or the cool thing was if you already owned a Switch, you could dock it in an empty dock or charge your Switch up there, which the Switch is obviously the console that you use while you are traveling. So if you own a Switch and you're heading to Chicago or Las Vegas or DC, I think was one of them. I don't know. The link is down in the description. But if you're heading to any of those places or flying out of those places, then make sure to charge your Switch there. So that should be fun. Checking out, and it shows like a pretty cool diorama of like what the space will look like. So let me know what you think down below. This is a random off the top one, but one I wanted to talk about. There's an article this week that Star Citizen made $48 million in the year of 2019 via crowdfunding alone. And that, along with its investment and its crowdfunding from 2018, they're up to $132 million in capital for making the game. That is a lot of money for a game that is never going to come out. This game is I feel like I've heard about Star Citizen for like the past half decade now, and I just am not hopeful. I remember a couple of my friends being very hyped about Star Citizen, and then it got Mark Hamill's in it. I think like the casting went crazy. I don't know, don't know what this game's about, but if you're looking for a sci-fi game to support that will never come out, make sure to throw your money at Star Citizen. Yeah, I don't think this game's ever gonna come out. But I guess it's not a pyramid scheme. No. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Star Citizen other than it's coming out eventually. With 132 million, you've got to be able to like put the game out soon-ish, right? Like once you've got all that money, and it's not in mattresses in the back, but once you have all that money, you figure that you'd be able to execute and like give a date to some of the people who are crowdfunding you. But yeah, 132 million for Star Citizen. Last but certainly not least, I don't typically follow game award shows besides the Game Awards. Speaking of Jeff Keighley, but the DICE Awards were this week in Las Vegas. And the winner gets 3 honks of approval. Untitled Goose Game is the DICE Award winner for this year, or for 2019. Or for 2019, not this year, for 2019. One of the tweets I saw had like the last 20 years of games, and it was like Bethesda, Bethesda game, Activision game, Blizzard game, Ubisoft game, EA, Activision, EA, like it was all these big companies, and then it was like the company behind Untitled Goose Game, which is like House, I think is the name of the company. But hey, good on them. I am very close to playing this game. I'm gonna sit down and play it for all 5 hours of its life. So I'm really close to playing that. If you want to see my playthrough, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Twitch. And speaking of, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. I love putting these things together, especially on holidays like this. It's hard to find the time, so any way that you can show your support really goes a long way. If you like this content, please follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. Links down below in the description, so you can see more great content like this. Thanks again. Hope you have a super day. Hope you have a super weekend. A super long weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!